Hey everybody, Melissa Bohr-Jacobson, your confident singing, speaking, and life coach, here today with a secret to confident singing tip. And today I'm going to ask you to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be giving something away. If you stay to the end of the video and you comment below, whether you're watching this live, and if you are watching this live, please give me a heart and let me know you're in here watching. Give me a quick heart or a like. Say hi in the comments and let me know that you're watching today because I have a really important topic today. And the topic of today is, do you want to sing with confidence, but you don't like how your voice sounds? I hear this complaint from a lot of my students, and as many of you know, I have been a confident singing, audition, and speaking coach for about 25 years. So I've worked with a lot of singers, and my singers, people that work with me, the one thing that they always walk out of my studio with and into their lives is tremendous amount of improved confidence, not only in their singing, their speaking, their auditioning, but just in their lives in general. And that's why I call myself a confident singing, audition, and speaking and life coach. I do all these different things. The most important thing that I do is help people be more confident. So, as I mentioned before, today's topic is how to sing with confidence even if you don't like how your voice sounds. So before I get started with my topic, I want to remind you that you can get something for free today. I have a great little checklist. It's called What to Look For in a Great Singing Teacher or Coach. What to Look For in a Great Singing Coach. Just put a comment below if you're interested in getting that free checklist. And you can look above in the description to this video and you'll see also see a link to that checklist. So go ahead and grab that free checklist and stay to the end of this video today because I am giving away something very valuable for free, but you have to stay to the end of the video to get a chance to win it. So let's get on with the topic at hand, which, if you're just joining me, again, my name is Melissa Bohr-Jacobson. I am a confident singing, audition, speaking, and life coach. I help people sing, speak, audition, and live with confidence. And we're talking today about what to do if you want to sing with confidence. And of course, that's what we all want. We want to be confident. We want to sing because we love to sing, or we need to sing, or we make our living singing. We want to do it with real confidence. And one of the secrets to singing confidently, even if you don't like the sound of your own voice, we're going to talk about that right now. So I want to tell you that most people, including me, do not like the sound of their own voice. This is a really normal thing. I hear it from my clients all the time. And I want to tell you a quick little story. As a matter of fact, when I was young, very young, I was living in Israel, actually. I was living on a kibbutz, and I was very young, and I was invited to sing on a Friday night. And I did. Little did I know, this was, like 25, 30 years ago, little did I know they were recording my performance that night. And a couple days later, I was in the dining hall and some music. I was eating breakfast or whatever, and some music came on, and I heard this singer, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this singer is great. Who is that?" And they were laughing. The people around me were laughing. I couldn't figure out what the joke was. Why is this so funny? They kept laughing, and they said, "Don't you know who that is?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard this singer. Who is it? I like her. I kind of like her voice." And they kept laughing and laughing, and finally they let me in on the joke. The singer that I was listening to was myself. And I did not recognize my own voice because I don't like to listen to myself. I would never listen to recordings. It would take me sometimes literally years to listen back to a recording or a video recording of myself. So I want to share with you what I share with all of my clients around the third lesson. When somebody comes to start working with me, I share this really, really important chat with them. And I always tell them, this is the chat that we're going to have about why you cannot listen to yourself sing. So here is what I tell my students. There are two very important reasons why you cannot listen to yourself sing. And the first reason has to do with acoustics. So what happens when we sing is we are using our vocal folds inside our throat. Just like any other instrument, we have something that vibrates, that makes sound waves. In the case of the human voice, that instrument is your vocal folds. They rub together and they vibrate. And our body is the amplifier of those vibrations. And when those vibrations are created in our throat, they bounce off surfaces, both inside our body and outside our body. And we hear these sounds, these vibrations as sound because the vibrations create sound waves. Some of those sound waves bounce off the surfaces inside your body and go through your inner ear up to your brain and register in your brain as sound or pitch. Some of those sound waves go out your mouth and they bounce off the surfaces of whatever room you're in and come into your ear from the outside and then go up to your brain, and your brain processes that sound. What most people don't realize is that we're processing that sound with two separate sets of sound waves. And it's almost like when you're riding in the car and let's say you're listening to something, a song on your iPhone, and the same song comes, maybe you're listening in headphones, and the same song comes on the radio while the person is driving, but it comes on just a millisecond after the song that you're listening to. The same song comes on, two recordings or two playbacks of the same song. One is happening slightly later than the other, and we hear this really dissonant, distorted sound. And that's what we hear when we listen to ourselves sing from the inside. We're listening to ourselves. We're actually hearing two sets of sound waves that are very, very distorted. We don't hear it as a distortion because we don't know any better. That's all we've ever known. That's all we've ever heard of our own voice when we're listening to ourselves from the inside. I guess you could use the example of a blind person who was blind from birth, does not know the experience of sight. So we do not know the difference between, we do not recognize what we hear from the inside as a distortion, because that's all we've ever heard is a distorted sound that is created by two sets of sound waves entering our brain, not quite at the same time. So what we're hearing when we listen to ourselves sing is a distortion. So I ask you, can we rely on a distortion to know if we are sounding good? If our voice is good, can we rely? Is a distortion a reliable way to judge whether or not our voice sounds good? The answer is obviously going to be no, right? We can't rely on a distortion to tell us if we sound good or not. So that's the first reason. If you are listening to yourself sing and you're deciding whether or not your voice is good, you're making your decision based on a distortion. So that's the first reason. Listening to yourself sing is not a good way to know or to feel confident that you have a good voice or that your voice sounds good, or to decide whether or not you like how your voice sounds. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, why we cannot use listening to our own voice to help us be more confident as singers, why we should not be listening to ourselves sing. Reason number two is singing is a creative process. Our brain the part of our brain that does singing is the part of our brain that does a lot of other creative processes. For example, dancing. If you've ever tried to do a dance step, learn a dance step, and you've tried to think your way through a dance step, you probably know what happens. You're going to mess up. And this is what I use this example with my students, and they always describe it that same way. So when you're doing a creative process, you can't think or analyze. The part of our brain that does judging, analyzing, and listening is a separate part of our brain than the part of our brain that does creative processes like singing, dancing, acting, writing, painting, ideas. These are all things that happen in the creative part of our brain, the part of our brain that does creative processing. Things like math problems or analyzing something or judging happen in a part of our brain that does analytical processing or thinking. We cannot do these things simultaneously. So when you are listening to yourself singing, you are engaging the part of your brain that does analytical thinking, the part of your brain that does problem solving and analysis. If you are using that part of your brain, you're listening to yourself sing, you cannot sing well because the part of your brain, the creative side of your brain, shuts off. And so you're using the wrong part of your brain to sing with. And we can never sing well when we are listening to ourselves sing because we're using the wrong part of our brain. I liken it to using a rubber spatula to carve a turkey. It's just the wrong tool. So that's reason number 2 why you can't become a more confident singer by listening to yourself sing. And reason number 3. What you hear and what you think about your own singing is really irrelevant. If other people love to hear you sing, but you don't like how you sing, the truth is, singing is a gift that we give to others, and it's really not about us. It's about sharing our music with other people. And it really doesn't matter what we think of our own singing. If other people are telling you that your voice is beautiful, that you are giving joy to other people, that you are contributing to others people's enjoyment through your voice, it's really about them anyway. It's really not about you, right? So that's reason number 3. What you think of your own singing, you don't really have to worry about it. You can start today to be a more confident singer. All you have to do is let go of listening to yourself sing. However, I know you're asking, well, I want to be a good singer, and how can I be a confident singer if I don't have a way of knowing if I'm doing a good job? So I'm going to answer that question for you right now. And here's how you are going to know if you are singing well. What you need to focus on is not how you sound. Now, obviously, when you're singing, you're going to be able to hear. You can hear your voice, and that's fine. We can hear our voice, and it just sort of floats through our brain, and we're not analyzing what we hear. When we're listening, however, listening involves judging and analysis. So first of all, we're just going to hear ourselves sing, and we're not going to do anything with it. Second of all, in order to know if we are singing well, we need to use physical sensation. Now, you might ask, well, Melissa, what physical sensation am I looking for? How am I going to know if I am doing a good job singing? I'm going to answer that question for you right now. What you're going to look for is ease. If your singing feels easy and effortless, then your singing is going to be good. So that's what I want you to focus on. Starting today, you can start today to be a more confident singer by giving up listening to yourself sing. And instead, you're going to rely on how it feels. Does it feel effortless and easy? Then it probably sounds really great out here. Remember, relying on what you hear from the inside is relying on a distortion. And also, if we're listening to ourselves sing, we're using the wrong part of our brain to be confident great singers. And one more way that you can make sure that you are singing well and being a confident singer, you need a third ear. You need a coach, a singing coach, a singing teacher like myself, for example. It doesn't have to be me, but you need somebody that you can trust, who can tell you if you're sounding good, because you really cannot rely on what you hear from the inside. So, as I mentioned before, quick reminder, if you are looking for somebody to help you sing with confidence, why not give me a try? You can make a comment below, say free lesson in the comments below. If you would like a chance to have a free 1 hour Skype or FaceTime singing lesson with me, I want you to put in the comments below, free lesson, and I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to message you a link to be entered into a drawing for a free lesson, free 1 hour lesson with me. Now, also, if you have any questions about what you just heard on this video, or you have any questions for me, or you just want to know more about how to sing, speak, audition, and live with more confidence, just shoot me a comment below, people. I want to hear from you. I am here to serve you. I'm here to help you. I want to help you sing, speak, audition, and live with confidence. So let me know your questions. Let me know your comments. Sign up for my free checklist, what to look for in a great vocal coach, a great singing coach. And don't forget to check me out. You can find me here at Facebook. You can find me, Melissa Boer Jacobson. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Where else can you find me? Alignable. I look forward to hearing you, and I really look forward to helping you sing, speak, audition, and live with more confidence. Hey guys, thanks for listening.